We're both teachers at the Meeting School, which is a Quaker boarding school up in southern New Hampshire.
Had a huge farm.
And that's where we learned to milk cows and butcher chickens. But probably the biggest lesson was living in community. It was gaining an understanding of how to share your life with people beyond your nuclear family. We left the school and decided to make a go of building a community here. And a community, to us, began with caring for the land and growing some of our food. From there came ideas about making it into a business and trying to do it full time.
We've worked with Marsiglio Farm for almost 10 years now, done a bunch of implementation of BMP projects. In this field here specifically, we've got some good exclusion fence to keep livestock out of the streams. In turn, we provide an alternative water source, which is a hydrant and a concrete trough to provide a source of water, drinking water for the animals, because we took away that source of the stream.
Cows are in and out of the creek, their feet are wet all the time. It's not the healthiest situation for them. Now we are able to keep them more contained and the water is cleaner and we're able to keep them healthier.
This was installed about a year ago. This high tensile fence, it's intended to last for 20 years or longer. It's well built, permanent installation as opposed to temporary or any other type of fence that may fall over in the wintertime.
And so we have those permanent fencing areas to be able to give them water and keep them in one place.
The main purpose of the fencing systems that we've installed with the help of WAC are the buffer area around the springs and then a few overwintering areas, one for the cows and a couple for the sheep.
We have buried pipeline that comes down off the hill from a spring that we developed under the road, and we have about 6 or 7 hydrants across the whole farm to help with watering the animals. This one in particular provides winter water for the beef herd. It sprays water so the surface tension is broken all the time, which helps it from not freezing. And then it has a riser, the water drains through there and overflows into the stream.
But the biggest issue was gaining access to water, so we needed a way to get water up onto the hill instead of having to continually bail or fill tanks from the creek.
There's a large grazing system up on the hill that multiple species use, and 4 or 5 other hydrants that help facilitate water to those animals when they're grazing those pastures as well.
See our herd of about 60 belted Galloways. A lot of them are mothers, many of them are babies, a bull, and then everybody else is either a steer or a young heifer. And the steers go for beef and the mothers stay on with us for their lifetime. We graze them throughout 8 to 9 months of the year as long as we can. We move them off of their winter paddock as soon as the grass comes, which is usually May. We rotate them, we move them. You can see the electric fence behind us is something that we pick up and put down on all of our fields. They were here in the spring, they grazed through this area, and now they're back here again in the fall.
If you think about mowing your lawn, the more you mow it, it always keeps growing. As you continually graze and give it time to rest and it grows back, you're producing that much more forage for the animals. So it's a way to really get the best use and benefit out of your land.
What's happening underground is just as important as what we're seeing above ground. So below ground, the roots are breaking down and they're building basically more organic matter in the soil. They're giving the plants that are going to grow more nutrients to grow and use in their next life, in their next rotation.
Every place that you have a paddock, you have to have access to water. The hydrants that we put in, because of the exclusion, actually had a twofold effect here. Now they've got water sources across the farm that they're able to utilize, run garden hoses from, and get water to places where there wasn't any before. And that's really allowed them to effectively rotationally graze on the property.
These are the water wagons that we use when the cows are up on leased land, and we're able to fill these up from the hydrants that are in the fields, and then we're able to just pull them up to where we need them to be next to the cows.
Water is key to good rotational grazing. If you don't have water, you have to do something like this to make it happen.
It's a fairly standard type of system that WAC endeavors to bring to a farm like ours. so that we can move our animals and have access to water.
So this is one of the hydrants that's installed. The spring development is actually right up here behind us, where we put in an intercept trench and picked up a natural spring, put it in a tank, and then the buried water line brings it to this hydrant, which you open and close to fill the water trough as needed.
They're great. We loved working with WAC. Their staff there is really knowledgeable. They're also very friendly, and they were the most welcoming people actually when we first came here, and really walked us along the process in a very easy and understandable way.